One thing I could definitely say about Fairy Tail is that it has crazy fast pacing. So in 2016, I'm expecting a lot of insane shit and a lot of big plot points to be revealed and moved forward with Fairy Tail. For starters, the Spriggan 12, I definitely expect by the end of 2016 for them to be completely dealt with. I'm expecting, no, sorry, not expecting. I'm hoping for some great fights. I'm expecting the expected when it comes to Fairy Tail, let's be honest. People like, you know, I mean, we got Serena, and I really want to hopefully find out if that's actually, you know, Makarob's father from back in the day or not, and what happened with that or whatever, but like, I really want some really awesome fights. I want to see the Kings of Ishgar go in. I want to see some great battles, especially when it comes to the Spriggan 12, because they've been hyped up ridiculously. Like, if they're the shit and then some, I want to see some awesome stuff there. Another big thing about Fairy Tail in 2016 I do expect more of is to find out a good majority about Leila, because we get hints here or there. It's like, oh, this little thing about Leila, or the thing with Miss Brandish mentioning Leila and stuff like that. I want some full-on big explanations and big answers in regards to what the fuck truly happened with Leila, what happened with 777, why did she, you know, die, everything about Leila. I want to find out what the fuck happened with her, and I think in 2016 we'll get that as well, because it seems as though Hero's creeping up to it, and then usually once he gets to it, it's like he gives you everything, because again, Fairy Tail, a lot of times, its pacing is very, very fast. I absolutely believe by the end of 2016, we will indeed at least begin, if not complete it, we will definitely begin the fight against Acnologia. Now, if it'll be Natsu versus Acnologia versus Zeref, like a three-way battle royale, I don't know. Personally, I don't think it's going to be that way. I think at some given point, either Natsu and Zeref are going to work together to fight Acnologia, or something is going to happen to change it where it's 2-on-1 instead of like a battle royale. Because let's be real here, Acnologia, he's no pushover. He's fucked up everything that's come across his path, and then some. Look what he did to E.N.D. Even though E.N.D was significantly weaker because of him being inside of Natsu's body or whatever, ultimately, he fucking took out E.N.D like it was nothing. Look what he did to Gildarts. Gildarts, bro, like, can I give you a hand? So I'm expecting a crazy, insane battle, and I think this year is where it's going to start off. Like, I think the only way, truly, Natsu is going to be able to take on Acnologia by himself or whatever is if his E.N.D powers are activated, and he becomes just an absolute savage. I mean, for all we know, at some given point, Acnologia could have a change of heart and eventually go on the good side, and then him and Natsu team up against Zeref. I doubt that would happen. If it did, I'd honestly call bullshit, because let's be real here, he killed his father. Like, I don't think he's gonna want to team up with him. But then again, in manga, you never know. I don't know. I like Acnologia being the villain that he's been set up to be, because he's humanity's greatest threat as far as Fairy Tail goes, besides Zeref and his crazy ass. And I'll be honest with you, one thing that I definitely think Fairy Tail needs, has been needing it for a long time, and it's not that we crave it, but ultimately with the threat level at this high volume, with the Spriggan 12, Acnologia, Zeref, we need a major death. We need a major death, not just some low-key ass character. We need somebody to die, and it has to happen within this war now, because it seems to be the finale. It seems as though this is the climax for Fairy Tail in general. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if at some point in 2016, Hero announces Fairy Tail to end with this final arc or this final saga or whatever. And with that being said, yeah, somebody got to die, whether it's going to be Natsu and Zeref at the same time while fighting Acnologia, since, you know, like, one dies, the other dies, whatever the case may be. Like, somebody gotta die in order to showcase that this was no bullshit. Like, people's lives were at risk, and Fairy Tail rarely does death, so honestly, I'm not expecting it, but I think it would be very, very well suited, and it would be great for the story to show that this was no bullshit. People really were at risk, and it cost them. We might see, potentially, to be honest with you, a Gray versus Natsu, depending on how Gray reacts when he finds out Natsu's origin of being E.N.D, because right now, we know he's like, fuck E.N.D, I'm killing E.N.D, whenever I get my chance to find him, he's done, I'm killing that book or whatever. What will he do once he finds out that it's Natsu, though? Will he say, I'm sticking to my guns and I'm doing it? I mean, if you think back again to the whole stuff what happened towards the end of Tartarus or whatever, when he had that book in his hand, if it wasn't for Zeref coming in, grabbing it, Gray was probably going to destroy it and say, fuck you, I don't give a fuck. So, if he finds out it's Natsu, he might have mixed feelings about it. We might actually get a little battle between the two of them. Personally, I think regardless of what, Natsu will take out Gray, as much as I would like it to be maybe the opposite or maybe more even. That's just me, but I'm curious to see if we will get a Natsu versus Gray because of the fact that Natsu is E.N.D in 2016. And a small little piece extra, I think we should find out, of course, about who's Anna, the girl that Zeref mentioned. And I mean, I think towards the end of 2016, a lot of the major points in Fairy Tail in general are going to be finally revealed, especially I think the key points about Leila and the fight with Acnologia. I think we're going to get a lot of progression, and I honestly could see this manga ending by early to late 2017. So 2016, I'm expecting a lot of crazy shit and a lot of advancement in Fairy Tail. Don't let me down, hero. You usually do fast pacing. Don't change that shit and make me look like a fool here. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, will Gray indeed want to fight Natsu if he finds out that he's E.N.D? Will he say fuck it, or will he be like, oh, that's my friend, I can't do this, what do I do? Also, how do you think the fight's gonna go down when they finally have the final fight of Natsu versus Acnologia versus Zeref? Will the circumstances be changed by that particular point where it won't be a three-way rumble anymore? It'll be like 2-on-1. And do you think before Fairy Tail ends, maybe if it's in 2016 or whatever, we will get a major death at some given point? Would it be Natsu and Zeref at the same time? Like, do you see a major death happening? Your overall thoughts, what are you expecting for Fairy Tail in 2016? But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.